Hello, 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 and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Nerdstrom House Championship. I am Nerdstrom. I'm so glad you guys have been able to join us today. This is the second round that you've seen if you've been following the shows. The winner of the first buy-in match was Hyper Aggro Amber Amethyst over on this side, and it'll be taking on the current number three seed right over here, the Ruby Amethyst control deck. I did just post up the deck lists for the Ruby Amethyst deck just a little while ago, and in doing so, I have to like kind of fan out the cards and kind of take a look at a scope of the way that the deck is built. Now, um, I do kind of feel that the way that the Ruby Amethyst deck is constructed, after taking a look at this, it does feel a lot more optimized for control decks. Um, Something that's also kind of mid range, just like this deck is. Uh, and so I do wonder just how viable deck will be against a deck as quick as Hyper Aggro. We have yet to see what this is going to be, and I mean, we don't know what the future holds until we start seeing the deck in action. But as a result of it, um, I do kind of feel with my predictions going into this game that I do kind of feel that um, the Hyper Aggro probably might end up with this win, and that is also the reason why I say that with this contest, if you saw in the description, that if you the quarterfinals are themselves are a best of three tournament. Um, Whoever wins best of three will go on to the semifinals. And but the question with that does but the thing with it though is I am trying to be a little bit more efficient with my videos in terms of like filming. So in the event that this game ends up being a sweep, whether it's Ruby Amethyst or winning or Hyper Aggro winning, we will go ahead and go straight into the next quarterfinal tournament, which features Emerald Steel Discard versus Amethyst Steel Jafar. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if who ends up winning this match. If this goes to best of three, then this will be the content for today, and then we'll go ahead and do the quarterfinals as scheduled for tomorrow. But yes, let's go ahead and get things started. I'm really excited for this one. I think on this channel, you guys have yet to see Hyper Aggro take on Ruby Amethyst. Generally, it is a heavily favored match. Hyper Aggro going up against Ruby Amethyst, but Ruby Amethyst does have a bit of surprises here and there. It is a banisher type of deck, so it can like kind of whittle away at Hyper Aggro and kind of slow down the thing, as long as like the hands kind of go in its favor. So, seeing as how Ruby Amethyst is the higher seed, this it will go ahead and roll first, and it has a 7. Okay. Now Hyper Aggro is going to go ahead and roll. And oh man, ever so close. It's got the 8. So right off the bat, Hyper Aggro, if you know anything about Hyper Aggro, it's already got the advantage just because it is going first. So we'll see how things play out. Okay. So the decks have already been shuffled. They have already been cut. Actually, I will just go just for the sake of content. I'll go ahead and shuffle this one just to give it a good old 10, and then we'll go ahead and start from there. Did you guys get a chance to see the buy-in games? Those were pretty exciting, especially the Emerald Steel Discard versus the Emerald Sapphire matchup. That one was an interesting go around as far as like what was the end result. And because like I just kind of felt that neither deck really got going the way it should have gone, and I mean in doing so, I'm like looking at this. Well, I should probably optimize it for when the next set comes in. But overall, I think that was a pretty fun couple games. So we'll see how that goes. And again, it was best of one, so like the games just like could end really quickly. You never know. Yeah. All right. So I'm seeing on my feedback screen just how bockety the this camera holder that I've got on here is, but yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Okay. So, Ruby Amethyst, since it's going second, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at those cards first, and we'll see where we go from there. But yes, Hyper Aggro is going to start the games for this match. Okay, so yeah, got 7. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and send back 4. And I'm going to do that. That's part of the group. One of the key things about this one is if it can get into a high ink count, there are a lot of deleters in this particular deck for Ruby Amethyst that can put a damper on Hyper Aggro. But we just don't know if it will be able to get to that mark at that point in time. In previous iterations of the Ruby Amethyst deck, like for example the Burn deck that I used to have, I would be able to kind of stop things in its tracks by like doing things like playing Rush Queen of Hearts. That's always pretty cool thing to kind of stop Hyper Aggro in its tracks, especially when you're going second. But I think for the sake of competition, like overall, I got rid of it and replaced it with something a bit more control heavy to kind of stay in line with the control heavy decks that kind of overwhelm the meta for the most part. All right, so Hyper Aggro is going to get their cards. Now, if you saw in the last buy-in game, one of the most important things about this deck is that it is very fast. There's a lot of 1-drops. At one point, like as a matter of fact, when you saw it play against the blue steel deck, which does have a lot of deleters in its own respect, I'm going to send back 4. You saw that the deck was still able to win the game even with only 3 cards in the Inkwell, and just made kind of the most of those situations. I remember drawing into a lot of non-inkables, and it made it a lot harder. I didn't even have a bodyguard, but I just kind of made efficient use of things like the bounces. I had Snake in hand, I had Fox in hand, and that was able to kind of help turn the tide in those situations. So, never know. We'll see how this goes. I do feel pretty comfortable in this matchup thinking that Hyper Aggro is going to win, but I'm going to play these decks to the best of my ability and the best of my thing, and I just want either side to win every turn that I come in. So every time that I look at the cards. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so. Okay. Now, to start, I am going to start by making that a min, and I'm going to spend 1 for Daisy. Classic start to an Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro deck during set 6. I'm going to pass turn, and Ruby Amethyst is going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. This is something you definitely don't want to see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ink a crab, and I'm going to pass turn. Ooh, that is rough. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Did I draw for turn on this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I did. Okay. Might as well go all in. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and ink Piglet. I'm going to spend 1 and 1 for another Daisy and a Maleficent. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 2. And go ahead and Daisy trigger. Be prepared. Look at that. Look at how how right off the bat you have like one of the top deleters down at the bottom of the deck right off the bat with Daisy. Like, see, like Daisy can be really good even with like the lack of people in those situations. So you never know, man. All right. So yeah, Daisy passes turn. Or Amber Haberego goes past turn. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is awful. I'm gonna ink Bell. And I'm gonna pass turn. Oh my gosh. This is awful. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn over here on here. Yeah, I don't even need this. I'm gonna go ahead and ink Chromacon. I'm gonna spend 3 Donald Duck Bodyguard. I'm gonna add 1 to Maleficent. We're gonna quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 9. And there's gonna be 2 Daisy triggers. Fox and Genie. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a pass turn. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. And finally I get something. But I think at this point there's no point. I'm gonna go ahead and ink a goat, and I'm gonna spend 3 for Sisu. I'm gonna pass turn. Oh man. That's all I can do. It's like all I can do is watch at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. I'm gonna ink Lilo. Escape Artist Lilo. And I'm gonna spend 4 for the goat, gain 1 lore. And I will go ahead and quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 17. 2 Daisy triggers. Friends. And Elsa. Oh wait, no, Friends actually goes down to the bottom of the hand, which is that's brutal. Oh man. Look at that. That's crazy. Pass turn. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do Emerald Steel discard, man. This might be done in like 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. Ink the library. Spend 1 for Shinderbox Followers. 3 for Fox. Send that back. How many cards do you have? 2. I'm gonna go ahead and hit Donald Duck. Take 2 damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit Maleficent. Take 1. And the game's still gonna be in its favor. How long did that take? That's so crazy. How quickly that game like turned in an instant. Wow. See, this is the thing that you have to remember about how the decks have been constructed. I have been, and you have to also understand the history of my practices with myself leading up to me being able to kind of do this live for everybody. At home, I do this sort of thing as just my practice time. So basically what you're doing is you're watching my practice time. And you're just kind of getting a bird's eye view as to what this is what I do um, on multiple nights every week to kind of get myself prepared for games for the future and stuff like that, and just kind of keep myself, motivated to kind of keep playing Lorcana. And I do these things like set championships for myself. I do these like contests with my own decks to kind of see which comes out on top. And Hyper Aggro has won so many times. And yet I always freak out over playing the Hyper Aggro deck in competition, because I just don't know if I'm always kind of worried that it won't be like the best option down the line. Like, is it actually the best thing to play? But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I need to kind of really consider Hyper Aggro as a viable option in the meta, like going forward. I mean, like historically, I've had pretty decent success. Now I remember a little bit of a backstory as I sit here and just kind of mindlessly shuffle just to kind of kill more time. With Hyper Aggro, so I might have told the story before, but during set 5, I believe that's when it came out. Disney Lorcana Challenge Seattle occurred in my home area, and it was a really exciting experience. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself, but I came into that contest playing an Amber Emerald discard deck, and I ended up in the big contest. I ended up going 0-6 and I think it was 1. I was like 0-6-1 before I kind of gave up. And I even thought about like just kind of playing through it just to kind of do it, but then like when you're like 0-6, it's just like there's no motivation to keep going. So I remember like during the side events they had like these like late afternoon side events that went on that would have just like best of 3 kind of 3 round contests. And especially in one of the matches that I did, I played Hyper Aggro and I went 2-1 in it. And the only reason why I got a loss was because I was playing against another Hyper Aggro that happened to have the dice roll. Granted, it was Amber Emerald aggro as opposed to Amber Amethyst aggro, but still, like, I feel like in my mind I shouldn't doubt this deck. And I understand that I'm saying this ahead of time before, like, I see that this deck plays against, down the line playing against a number 1 or a number 2 seed. Like I do need to see if like this deck can still play against it. But like at the same time, I'm just like I don't know how to go about it. So as far as like it's like just the motivation to actually play Hyper Aggro in these sort of situations. I mean, like, I listen to conversations. Oh, Hyper Aggro is not that great of a deck, and all that kind of stuff, and it's a massively overrated. It's like it's not viable for the meta. Like, why don't you play Ruby Sapphire? Da, 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 da. When I play games like this, I'm sitting here. I was like, why am I not? Maybe I am a Hyper Aggro player. Who knows? And this is why I have these practices to kind of decide what kind of player am I. And you guys get the chance to see like development in action. I come up with my own like kind of caveats to kind of play these sort of things out. I think for the sake of this set championship, I'm trying to play it as normal and as straight as possible because we're trying to see which of my decks is the most viable decks. But for the most part, like there's not really a way to go about it. It's just like I just have to like kind of see which is viable. And these contests is how I figure it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by I'm going to go ahead and send back 3. Let's draw 3. And let's go and shuffle. Has anybody here faced off in a Disney Lorcana challenge? Let me know in the comments below. I don't get many, but I do respond. I'd love to respond. I'd love to respond to your comments. To the second person that is watching right now, I appreciate you viewing this. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the absolute beatdown that Hyper Acro provided against Ruby Amethyst. The victim of not having a 1-drop in its flop. that was one of the things that's one of the leading factors as to why it didn't work. Okay, so we've got 7 cards, and let's see how Ruby Amethyst starts. So Ruby Amethyst is going to start this round since it lost the first one, and it is going to go first. Let's go ahead and see what comes of this. Okay, slightly better. I'll at least say that. Maybe that. Nope. No. Maybe. Let's go ahead and just go. Okay, I'm going to send back 4. Now, Ruby Amethyst, I only recently got really into Ruby Amethyst because of the burn variant of the deck. I only ever switched it out of the burn variant because of Edward Chu's performance in the North American Championship. Granted, he did optimize that deck to go up against Ruby Sapphire, and that's, I mean, considering how many decks were involved that were all Ruby Sapphire, I think it was a power move, and it worked out perfectly for him. I am by no means a Ruby Amethyst player, so I am not that well versed in it. If you're wondering why it is the number 3 seed, well, going back to when I seeded these decks, just for the sake of orientation, just to kind of get things started, since this is the first time you guys have been able to see these decks perform live, I did the seeding in accordance with one of Lorcana Villain's meta reports, most recent ones, and it just showed, I did it basically based off of the top percentage of the most competitions that had won and all that kind of stuff that he kind of did. So he kind of did all the legwork, and I just kind of looked at that. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm just going to go ahead and seed them in accordance with their color and where they rank as far as the most represented decks. So that's basically what ended up happening as far as like how I went out about it. So yeah. Now, so to start, I'm going to go ahead and start off by inking a goat, and I'm going to go ahead and play Chernobog's Followers, and I'm going to win past turn. Alright, now Amber Amethyst is going to draw. You love to see it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink a Diablo, and I'm going to spend 1 to play Daisy. You know what's up. Best turn. You'll have to excuse me. I've been having a coughing fit lately. I don't feel sick at all, but I'm gonna go draw for turn. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pop off any moves anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and ink Sisu, and I am going to pay 1 for Chernobog's Followers. I will go ahead and quest for 1, and I'm going to pass turn. Now, I do try my best to play these decks as if another person was playing them. So, like, I have the mentality of doing this sort of thing. Now, that being said, it's just a means to kind of make it a little bit more difficult over on my side. Now, that being said, if you're wondering why I didn't quest this one, which I normally would, and maybe against a control deck I probably would on instinct, but the reason why I am not going to is because I know what is in this hand, and I feel like it'd be crazy not to do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. I'm going to ink a Chrome Con. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 for Daisy, another one. And then I'm going to spend 1 to befuddle Turnerbox Followers. Right over there. So I'm going to go ahead and quest for 2. Daisy's going to trigger. Flynn Rider. Actually, that would have been a nice card to have earlier. You never know. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and quest. I'm going to pass turn. I am slowing down just to kind of limit the amount of ground control that is over on that side. That's basically really what it is. Okay. So I am going to draw for turn. I am going to ooh. Man, I don't want to ink any of these. I might have to. I'm going to ink Friends. I am going to spend 3, and I'm going to excuse me, no. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 1. I'm going to spend 3 to bounce Turnerbox Followers, and I am going to rush into Daisy, take 1 damage, and I'm going to go ahead and pass her. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm going to go draw for turn. I am going to ink Turnerbox Followers. I will spend 1 Maleficent, spend 1. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's my rules. I can do whatever I want. This is my game. I'm actually not going to ink Turnerbox Followers. I'm going to go ahead and ink a Fox instead. I'm still spending 1 from Maleficent, spend 1 from Maleficent, spend 1 for Turnerbox Followers. I'm going to quest for 2. Daisy's going to trigger. Sisu comes out. And at least I'm honest with my cheating. Like some people. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Let's see. I will should I I'm going to go ahead and challenge Daisy. Take it to 2. And then I'm going to ink Sisu. I'm going to spend 1 for Chunderbox followers, and then I am going to brawl I'm going to go ahead and brawl one of the Maleficents. I'm going to send that back to banish it. I'm going to go past her. For some reason on both sides I was just not feeling confident about my decisions. I'm going to go and draw for turn. That's not what you want to see, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and have Blue serve as a bodyguard, and I will go ahead and quest for 2 with Maleficent, and I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 1 with followers, banish this, draw a card. And I am going to go ahead and pass turn. Rough turn. Dang. I am going to ink Madam Mim. I'm going to go ahead and spend 5 to Dragonfire Maleficent. That gets banished. And then I'm going to go ahead and challenge Blue. You gain 2 lore. But I get to stay on the field. And I will quest for 1, banish this, draw a card, and we'll see what happens on this next turn. But as a result, I was able to wipe out the other side, which is nice to see. Okay, draw for turn. There's no reason to do it. Yep. Spend 1 for Daisy and 2 for Piglet. And I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Okay. I'm going to go and draw for turn. Can't actually. I'm going to go ahead and ink Merlin. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 for Flynn Rider. And then I'm going to spend 4 for Genie, which allows me to draw a card. And then I'm going to go ahead and have Madam M sing Friends on the Other Side, allows me to draw 2 cards. I will go ahead and ink the library, right? Because I've got no, actually no, it's not because I already just inked. I will not ink the library. I will go ahead and pass turn. Well, I guess my opponent knows what's on my hand, but of course it's me anyway, so who cares? Okay, I'm gonna go draw for turn. Heart of the cards. You love to see it. I've got a Piglet over on this side. Oh boy, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 3 since I got 2 other characters on the field. and 5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 14. Daisy's gonna go ahead and trigger. Ooh, oh man. Oh my gosh. That is crazy turnabout. Wow. I can't really tell if like that early game was a misplay or not, but I don't know. I think I was just too kind of afraid of the thing. It's just kind of limiting the amount of things, but wow. Okay. I'm gonna pass turn. So I am going to draw for turn. I'm going to ink the goat. And yeah, I have to do it, man. I'm going to go ahead and spend 7 for Scar, Vicious Cheater. It's got Rush. It's going to hit Daisy. Take 1 damage. And when it vanishes, it goes right back up. I'm going to go ahead and challenge again. Piglets. And it rises itself right back up. Takes 2 more damage. And then, oh, shoot. That's right. I had ones with higher scores. So I actually do gain 3. 2, 3 from that one. And then I also am going to go ahead and quest for 3 for those as well. So, okay. And then, well, actually, no, I'm going to keep that up. Keep that up right because, you know, people might challenge that. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to spend 3 for the White Rose, which automatically gains me 1 lore. I am going to pass turn. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to ink Madam Mim. I want to keep my offense. I'm going to spend 3 for the library. I am going to send all 4 to said library. And I, in my point of view, think this is gonna be a crazy place. So I'm gonna quest for 1. Oh, and I still got the lead. So another 3. Quest for 1. 1. 2. And then Scar is gonna sing Be Prepared. So all the cards go away. All the characters go away. And when the characters banished while here, there was 4 of them. I will draw a card. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's okay. That would be cool. That would be pretty sweet. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pass her. All right. I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm going to ink Donald Duck, and I'm going to spend 2 for Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, which takes me to 17. Turn the hill. Let's see what happens. The pass turn. I don't know if maybe we will be getting our final matchup. We'll see. Draw for turn. Oh, this is a crazy lineup. I'm going to go ahead And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 for Flynn Rider. And then I'm going to spend 6 for Lady Tremaine. And oh, I gained 1 more for the library as well. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. And we will see what comes of this. Is there a way that I could possibly... probably not. Well, there's your 4. There's that. And then, yeah, by default, you're already going to win with the lead on there, too. You won't get it from this, but the lore itself is going to go ahead and go. So, Ruby Amethyst does stick it out as the lead player and wins the match. So, that does mean that tonight we are going to only have 1 round of quarterfinals, and then the next day, Emerald Steel and Amethyst Steel are going to play against each other in the next quarterfinal tomorrow. So stay tuned. That is coming, and sweet. Well, I was really kind of worried that this game was going to be kind of a drubbing. I am a little bit nervous that the befuddle that I did might have slowed down the progress of the hyper aggro deck, because the whole point is just kind of go, and if it, if anything, like just kind of damn anything else that's going on. So that's one of the things that I was kind of concerned about. All right. Sorry, I was distracted by my cat. But yeah, they got the win. Let's go restart. All right. Let's go and cut that. All right. So we're beginning with this as a shuffle next. Sorry, my cat is lively right now, so I'm just trying to see if she wants to play a little bit. Anyway. It's okay. As much as I want to play, she wants to play by herself. All right, here. Just give me a couple seconds. We'll see the final match of this contest in a second. Hang on. Sorry about that. I had to take care of some minor details. But I am back for this final round, and we are about to see. Oh, sweet! I got 2 new viewers. Awesome. I go away and magic happens. All right, so this is the final match between Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro and Ruby Amethyst Control. The contest is 1-1 right now. Hyper Aggro did have the advantage, so it had the first game. This is the second game on here. I've yet to get the hands. I did pre-shuffle, if anything, so to kind of get things going. But other than that, we should be all set to go. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and draw 7 cards for the initial hand. And we are going to see what happens. Now, the one thing that did benefit Ruby Amethyst, besides the fact that it started first, was being able to have a 1-drop on the flop. And that thing is going to be really crucial when we start this off. So we'll see. I'm going to set back 4. And we're going to go from there. See where we go from there. Oh, wait. That wasn't enough. What am I doing? Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And we're in with this is going to start drawing their side. Draw a 7. Let's see what we have. Okay. Just in case. Do that. Okay. I'm going to send back 3 for Amber Amethyst. Now, if you've ever seen my videos, I do have a history of being a little bit too dialed in on this match for the 3rd round, just because, you know, I'm focused on trying to see who's going to win. So if I don't talk as much as I normally do on these videos, that's the reason why it's going on. So we'll see what comes of it. But this has been an exciting match. I was kind of expecting Hyper Aggro to kind of wipe the floor with Ruby Amethyst, considering how slow the deck I know is built. It's a little bit more optimized for control decks, but I'm very surprised that it was able to hold its own. There may have been a misplay early on in the second game that could have been a downfall, but just because I was kind of nervous about other resources that were going on in the deck, but you never know. Guess that it worked out. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to start by inking Shadowbox Followers, and I'm going to go ahead and play Daisy, and I'm going to pass turn. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Oh man, you hate to see it. But it's a better turnout than what it was before. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink the crab, and I'm going to pass turn. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Let's just go. Go for it. I'm going to ink Mim. I'm going to spend 1 and 1 for Lilo and Chernbox Followers. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 2. Daisy's going to trigger. Diablo. I could have used that a little while ago. Come on. Give me something to play. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink the Fox. And I'm going to spend 2 Flynn Rider. Oh man, China Box might actually do me dirty. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. And I am going to ink the snake. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 for Donald, who's going to add 1 lore to Turnbox followers. I'm going to quest for 6. And Daisy's going to trigger. It's Merlin. I'm going to pass turn. Nullifies the effect of Flynn. So Flynn is not going to get their 3. I will go ahead and draw for turn. Oh my gosh. I am going to... Let's try this. I'm going to ink Sisu. I'm not going to ink Sisu. I'm going to ink the goat. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to brawl the bodyguard, Donald Duck. I'm going to go ahead and challenge Lilo, take 1 damage, and I will pass turn. Okay. All right. So aggro is going to draw for turn. Should I try to hit that? Maybe, but it might not be worth it. No. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 3. 8, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Daisy's going to trigger. It's going to be Fox. I'm going to spend 1 for Maleficent and 2 for Lilo. And I am going to go ahead and pass turn. Okay. Draw for turn. I am going to ink Diablo. I'm going to spend 1 for Turnbox followers and then spend 3 to bounce that for Fox. I am going to challenge Daisy Duck, take 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and challenge Turnbox followers. Both of them are going to go out. But there's that. And I am going to pass turn. Let's see. I'm going to draw for turn. Can't use that. I'm going to go ahead and ink a Befuddle. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 4. And I am going to spend 3 to bounce Mim, rush it into this Mim so that there's not any chance of hitting that, and I'm going to spend 1 to have a ready Maleficent. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. We'll see where we go from there. Okay, we're closing in. If it can just hold on like another point or so, I might be able to do it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. Let's do this. Let's try inking. I'm gonna ink Bell. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 to brawl Maleficent. And then I'm going to spend 1 to play Chernobog's Followers. And I'll pass turn. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play Donald Duck in Bodyguard. Add 1 to Lilo. 1, 2, 3. Quest. And here we go. I'm going to pass turn. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to ink Sisu. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 1. I am going to spend... I'm going to spend 3 to brawl Donald. And I am going to spend 3 to send back Mim, rush that into Lilo, take 1. Don't want to, but I have to. And I'm going to pass turn. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to put Lilo out exerted. I'm going to draw for turn. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Baloo is Bodyguard. Here we go. That is the thing you want to see as a hyper aggro player. Yep. That's it. Yep. Well, I could go chaotic. I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory. Ink 1. Quest for 1. And then be prepared. There it is. Banishes it. Gets 2 lore. And just like that, hyper aggro comes out with the victory over one of the top meta decks out there, Ruby Amethyst. Can I say I'm not that surprised? When hyper aggro has this engine and it goes full throttle, it's one of the most unstoppable decks that you can have. A lot of people kind of look at it as a glass cannon deck, and I understand that, but you make up for it by the sheer volume of 1-drops that you have inside the deck. And that's the thing that keeps this deck so strong. So yeah. Hyper aggro gets the victory. And over Ruby Amethyst, 2-1. It is the number 6 seed. It will go on to face the number 1 seed in the semifinals. And which is, if you remember the list on there, is in fact Steel Song. I can't wait to see that matchup because that is a classic matchup where typically Steel Song seems to always get the upper hand on hyper aggro. But who knows, man? Maybe the sheer volume might actually end up causing Steel Stone to fall to it. You never know. And historically, in set championships lately, I've been having a lot of trouble closing the victory and that sort of thing. But until then, catch us tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I will be doing the next quarterfinal match between Emerald Steel Discard and Amethyst Steel Jafar. So until then, I'm Nerdstrom, and let's get nerdy.